Alright, so in this video, we are going to discuss what is better, a Dyna or a performance bagger. Let's check it out. What is going on YouTube? FLO is back in the building. And I'm coming at you from the ride that we're doing, which I probably posted the video already, titled Baggers, Dynas, and Donuts. And who we have with us is, of course, the road captain on his 2016 Ultra Classic, as well as my main man Jared on his 2018 Road Glide, and Vongasphalt, as always, on his 2017 Lowrider S. And then you know FLO's in the building with his 2016 Lowrider S. And I figured this would be an appropriate time to bring this topic up to you guys. I've been meaning to ask you guys this question for a while, just because I've been getting a lot of comments lately of folks saying, hey, you know, put another year or two on the Dyna and then just go buy that Road Glide. You know, we all see you going in that direction. And this kind of always surprises me, because I feel like I don't put it out there too often that I have any intention of getting off of my Dyna in this lifetime. So let's talk. Up there ahead of me, my dad and Jared are on two 100% performance built baggers. You know, my dad's running that 110 tire shredder kit. It's dialed in. His bike absolutely rips. If you've ever seen any of my videos when I've ridden his bike absolutely rips, you know. He's never had any trouble keeping up with me. There's been times where I've had to get on my bike just to keep up with him. So his bagger absolutely rips. Now, Jared, if you're kind of new to my channel, he was making a lot of appearances in my channel back in 2017. You know, he did that Texas trip with me when we met up with Connor FXDB. You know, he's definitely been on my channel. What's up, boys and ladies? And he's, you know, anyone that comes through in and out of my channel is going to be a character. You all know that, but he's certainly a character. He's 100% the highest skilled and hardest rider I know out of any of my friends. For you know, maybe a couple of exceptions. Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see him and Peter Gunz go toe to toe in some twisties. Yo, lady's awesome. But yeah, out of like my immediate friends that I ride with consistently, Jared's by far the highest skilled and the hardest rider. Which makes sense because, you know, when I was just trying to like graduate middle school, he was already doing his first cross-country trip on something crazy like a V-Star or something, nothing fancy. You know, dude went cross-country and back on, I believe it was a V-Star, you know? So, you know, some people tell you like, oh, I've been riding for 10 years, but then, you know, if they're only doing like 1,000 miles a year or something, that's really not much, you know? So it's like, I don't like when people like claim like how long they've been riding, because it's just so subjective. I'd rather know like, hey, tell me how many miles you got on your bike. And then that's a better gauge for me to know someone's riding experience. But Jared up there, he's got both. He's got the time in the saddle, he's obviously got the miles. You know, dudes will go ride to Halifax and back like it's nothing. Dude straight up puts in the miles. Funny thing about him too is not only is he I love it, man, because, you know, you have the dude who rides the hardest and the fastest out of anyone that I ride with is a straight edge vegan. Leave it to that. And it's funny, man. I feel like all the craziest dudes I know are straight edge vegan. I'm one of those things right now. I've recently found my way back into straight edge about a half a year ago, but you know I'm not a vegan. And yeah, he's also on 100% a touring bagger. You know, anyone will tell you if you ride with him, the dude is scraping peg, throwing that bike into curves like it's nothing. Dude rides that bike very hard. You know, he definitely does things on that bike that I wouldn't even attempt with my Dyna, you know? He's got the riding skill on me. There's some things that, there's some twisties that he throws his bike into that I definitely hold back a little bit, you know? Because I'm not going to try to do what that dude does all the time. But yeah, 100% performance-based bagger. He's got the Olin set up, you know, he's definitely got some engine work, he's got the exhaust. It's set up for him to throw that thing around in twisties. And yeah, I know we're not doing that right now. That's not the type of ride this is. But trust me, anyone who rides with the dude knows that the dude is out of his mind when it comes to riding. So yeah, 2 performance baggers, and then you have my main man, Vongasphalt, up here. On the 2017 FXDLS, set up pretty similar to the way mine used to be set up, with a couple differences. But he's got Legends front and back, just like me. He's running the Road Warrior, which I used to run. And then you have my situation. When I transitioned to the FXRT fairing, a lot of people said to me, alright dude, you have an FXRT, you have Leatherpros bags in the back, you have these FLO mini floorboards, seems like you're trying to turn your bike into a performance bagger. So that's where I bring it up to you guys. There's this weird gray area in the middle where it's like you could take a bagger that's designed for touring and you could make it capable of going fast and ripping through curves, hence the performance bagger. But you could also go in the opposite direction, which is kind of what I did, which is you could take a bike designed to go really fast and designed for maneuverability, hence the FXDLS, and then you could design it to tour on it. So you guys know, like, when it comes to a purpose-built bike, the purpose of this bike is to go fast, to go far, and to look good while doing so. Pretty simple. I've never tried to set this thing up for stunting or anything like that. I stay in my lane when it comes to that stuff. But that's what this bike's set up for. You guys know I do the Sturgis trips. You know I put in heavy mileage on this, heavy highway mileage on this. But I also like to rip in the backcountry roads, like to rip in the twisties, do a lot of urban riding, you know? Where sometimes you have to do tactical maneuvering. So for me, my bike right now feels like the best of both of those worlds. And again, I'm a smaller dude, like I'm 5'7", 145 pounds, so I could easily get away with touring on a Dyna and be comfortable. You know, I'll do my 700 plus mile days and I'll sleep fine after that without being sore. But I understand if you're like a bigger dude, how you want to step up to a bagger if you're trying to tour. But that's the thing I wanted to put out to you guys. So if you were to have a choice, right, whether going and getting a bagger and setting it up to be performance based, where it is a bagger so you can tour on it, or if you were to get a Dyna, which is already performance based, and set it up for touring, which direction do you think is better? Which direction would you take? Or if you're in this world and you either have one of those options I just listed, which direction did you take and why did you take it in that direction? So I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think is the pros and cons of each of those builds from two very different starting points, meeting in the middle, where regardless of the model, the bike could tour, the bike could go fast, the bike could rip through the twisties and handle whatever it needs to handle. But which is the better way to go? Dyna touring or performance bagger? Would love to hear from you guys. But yeah, you know, definitely enjoying my ride with some of my favorite people right now. Road captain doing his road captaining, you know. I'd follow this guy into hell and back. And yeah, we're just having such a good day out here, and I just had been thinking about that for a while, and I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say about that. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there and stay low. Please like this video, that helps me out. Subscribe if you like this, you know, I'd love to have you back. Check out my Patreon if you want some additional weekly content, exclusive Patreon drops. Listen to the bad brains, embrace a positive mental attitude regardless if you're on a Dyna or a bagger, doesn't matter what you ride. And BK Low is out.